Hello everybody, let's get started with this week's cash stuffing. Now I have switched up my binders a little bit. I still have plans to do a little bit more switching, but we're gonna keep it like this week to see, probably next week as well. I went ahead and alphabetized. These are Filofax binders, planners that I've had for, gosh, a very long time. So I went ahead and switched over to these and I put them in alphabetical order. So this is A through G, and then this is H through whatever my last letter, V for vacation. This green binder is my holiday binder and like seasonal binder. I was trying to do my binders, this is like long-term, all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't work that well for me because I have my sinking funds in one large chart that is alphabetized. So it's a much easier process for me to go through alphabetically and just stuff the envelopes as is. Otherwise I was like kind of flipping through binders and that's just kind of a nightmare. So let's get started with our first binder. This is A through G. Kind of pull this guy like that. Okay. We start off with allowance. I use prop money except in the allowance section because that could be a little confusing for my kids. So we keep cash in this one. Ever since I started using prop money, I am now like super hyper paranoid. I'm going to accidentally pay something with prop money, even though I hardly ever use cash. I'm like checking and checking everything over and over again. So 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. My kids can earn $1 a day. And I have 2, so it's $1 a day. Plus they can also earn $1 for every chapter book they read. My son's been super into that. My daughter, she doesn't really care. Okay, band, we add $20. That gets us to 25. This is pretty low because I did pay off my son's trumpet recently. The savings challenges that I'm working on are gonna go towards beefing up that one for sure. Car, we add 25. This is for your regular, registration, any type of mechanical stuff that we have to get fixed. All right, we're at 120, 40, 60, 170 in the car fund. Very good. Clothing, I'm gonna add a 20, 100, 20, 40, 160. We're not huge clothes people, so we don't spend a ton of money on clothes. My husband, honestly, is the one who spends the most money on clothes. Date night, we're adding 30. I don't have the 10s, so we're just gonna do 2 5s. Oh, this all's gonna go right here. So we're at 50, 70, 80, 85, 86, 87, $88. Family fun, we're gonna add 40. Oh, that's too much. There's $40. Let's get these into here. So family fun, we have 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 6, 97, 98. Oh, $199. We love to do escape rooms, but they're really expensive, especially out here in Northern Virginia. So like one escape room is going to use almost all of that. It is just, it's kind of like a birthday thing now. Like for my birthday, I don't care about presents and stuff. I just want to go to an escape room. I absolutely love it. Future car, we're adding 40. So these future ones are envelopes that originally I was like, maybe I'll put them in a long-term savings. But even those long-term savings, I save for it every week. So it makes sense to just have it in here. But those are the types of envelopes, once we finish paying all of our debt down, that I would like to beef up with savings challenges. 1,000, 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, $1,120. Future home is going to be identical. 20, 40, 60, 80. And then I'm adding the 220s. So yeah, that matches. I started both of those at the same time, so that makes it easy. Not like we're going to touch them anytime soon. $75 to gas. Gas is super expensive right now, as we all know. It's going down a little bit, but my husband's commute is, I would say it's probably 50 minutes to an hour each way. So he uses gas quite a bit. And then me and the kids use gas a lot, just kind of shuttling them around activities. So right now we have 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 75, 1, 2, 1, 3, 175. You know what? I don't even remember. 175, is that 178? I don't know. Close enough. We are going down to visit family in Florida here shortly, so we're definitely going to be using that. Golf is for my husband. He is a golfer, so this one is, he has definitely spent some, he played golf twice this week. Here we go. So he's definitely, he had a nice crisp $1,000 bill in there, but that went down. Let's see, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Ooh, 1,000. I'm not gonna do any condensing right now. 20, 40, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. He's going on a big golf trip soon, so he's definitely gonna be spending a lot of that. And grocery, we're gonna add 230. I do have leftover. Any leftover I'm saving until the end of the month to decide what to do with. More than likely the leftover is going to go into my savings challenge envelope that I can then spend or, you know, reallocate between different savings challenges. I let it roll over during the month, but at the end of the month, if there's leftover, I'm kind of like, let's start fresh. All right, so for groceries, 100, 200, 300, 20, 30, 40, 5, 46, 47, 48. It's a good amount. It's funny because we were, like I mentioned before in a previous video, we moved from cash budgeting to budgeting on the computer, and it's just, you don't keep track of it as well. And as soon as we started doing the cash again, my husband and I have been really just excited, on board, saving a lot. So we were kind of like shopping the pantry this past week. So we saved a good amount of money on groceries. I'm going to show you this real quick. I've showed it before, but just to kind of show you how it works. This is how I also keep track. Do I need to do this? Probably not, because I can keep track of how much money I have just by counting the envelopes, but I like to see where the money is going. So band, we bought the trumpet, which was a lot, and that's why my envelope was pretty small, but I didn't date that. I'm gonna have to fix that. But I just mark when money's going in and out. So after this video, I will add all of the money in, so then it reflects the accurate number. Groceries where it gets crazy. I'm not even gonna flip to that tab or like out to eat, unfortunately. How I keep track of it though during the week and with my husband is I have this clipboard that I keep downstairs, and this is what it looks like. Although I'm gonna add an extra column, but it looks like this, and it shows just the date of a transaction, the location, so like the store or whatever, what did you buy, and how much did you spend, and what did you pay with, because we do use cards. So my husband, if he pays anything, like he can fill up to the paid with. I basically then do funds. This little symbol here in the pink means I have moved the money between I've like adjusted the envelope, the cash envelope. And then the little bank symbol means I have paid that off on our online banking. And then if I have any notes. But I did realize I want to add an extra column to represent that I have updated that transaction into this one. Again, this might be one step too many, this binder, all of these pages. I'm okay with it right now. Honestly, the only reason it's a lot is because we're still spending a lot. It is honestly unbelievable how many transactions we still do have some days. And this is kind of helping me pull back a little bit. Well, hopefully a lot, but in between envelopes, sorry, I figured I'd kind of show you how that works a little bit. Let's go into the next one. Oh gosh, I put that on the floor. I need it still. We are now into H's haircuts. Sorry, all the noise over here. Haircuts, we add 15. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to adjust that. With the amount of haircuts my husband gets, I feel like that's gonna have to change. We're at 50, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. Next up is health beauty. We're adding 15. Now by beauty, I'm not really a makeup wearer much, you know, not a whole lot. So, you know, things like lotion, moisturizer, 40, 45, 50, 55, 56. That is, yeah. Okay, I don't know where I just left off. My vet just called and we had to take our, you'll see here soon when you see my IOU. Well, let me count this real quick. Hobbies, 50, 70, 95, 102. Did I add the money to it? I'm pretty sure I did. We had to take one of our dogs, Fritz, to the vet yesterday because we noticed some lumps on him. And it was definitely a pricey vet visit, but we had to go ahead and get some of them like biopsied. So we're waiting to find the results. I don't know why I thought that was them calling us to tell us the results because it is way too soon for that because they said it could take a week. They were just calling to follow up to see how he's doing today, which was nice. 20. So we're waiting to hear back on that. So we've got $30 in our homeschool folder, or envelope. Okay. Household, 20. Yeah, we're just hoping for the best with Fritz. He is older. He's almost 13. So it is normal. We have $24. It is normal for older dogs to be, you know, start getting some bumps and lumps. But there was one that the vet was concerned about. So that's what we are waiting to hear back on. We add $10 to kids' activities. 105, 10, 15, 20. $122 in kids' activities. I'm not sure what all we're going to use that for coming up. We already paid for their homeschool PE. The kids do Ninja Warrior, but I consider that a bill than pulling it out of kids' activity. Like that moves over to my bill account. And, you know, say we get a new bill, then I basically just readjust how much I put in all of our other sinking funds. But I consider the activities for the kids to be bills over, you know, things that we save for because I want them to be able to do those types of things. Let's see, medical, dental, we're adding 25. We are up to $325. Luckily, we don't have to use that often, although I might use that for medical for the dogs because our pet fund was not beefed up for us to have to go to the vet so soon after we restarted the sinking funds, the cash versions. I definitely wasn't ready for that. And that, you know, right now we're at 60 in miscellaneous. Oh, miscellaneous is also one that at the end of the month, we will take whatever is left over. I might leave like float $20 over, but for the most, well, you know what? I lied. I do have maxes for these. So miscellaneous, I've maxed at $200. So I might let that one bump up to $200 and then start taking, but I don't know, $200 seems a lot for miscellaneous fund. But again, this miscellaneous would be perfect to help pay for some, like the vet bills that we have. Because we've only done the first initial visit, there could end up being a lot more vet bills, depending on what we find out next week. All right, out to eat. I think we did pretty good this week. Yeah, we sold 52. We have, what did I say? Out to eat, we do 60. 50 and 2 5s. 60. So we're at 112. Okay. Whew. IOU 162. Painful, but it's worth it. That's why we save, right? We put 50, so since we put 50, now I only IOU 112. Look at that. Okay. I definitely foresee my $2 Tuesday and quilting bee saver challenges going to fill up this pet binder. Subscriptions. Oh, Da, 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 da. It's upside down. I printed a new one. Originally, I was like, ooh, we'll save this for Amazon. But it's kind of like a catch for all subscriptions because I put $10 a month. You know what? I don't even know if that's enough to pay for Amazon. I don't remember how much we pay for Amazon. I need to look that up. This is definitely one I'm going to need to double check into. So we have 20, 40, 60, 70, 80. Again, most of our subscriptions are currently, they're all considered bills, but every once in a while, there's one where I think I forgot to put Amazon in the bill one, and I just didn't feel like reprinting my thing. So I just stuck this in here for the time being. But I think we're gonna have to like mark it over in my bills sheet as its own subscription. And then this is kind of the intent of a subscription envelope is for, you know, like those random, you're not going to have it for the whole year. So I don't want to market my yearly bills, but I have like, oh gosh, what is it? Passion Flicks. I don't watch a lot of those types of shows. Well, I don't really at all. However, there is a book series that I read years ago called The Black Dagger Brotherhood. And I absolutely loved it. And they turned the first season into, or the first book into a show. And I mean, it was the most loyal book to TV adaptation I've ever seen of anything. And the next season comes out later this year. And I think it's like $5 a month, and I'll pay for like 2 months. And that's where I will pull the money is when I do that for those like small little subscriptions where I'm just going to get it for like a month or two and I get it for a couple bucks. Anyways, vacation. $20. So we're up to 50, 70, 90, 110. Next up, our last binder. And this is one where I'm really realizing I'm going to have to do it differently. I have a lot of envelopes, but I enjoy having an envelope for every holiday. But the problem I realized, I will show you what the problem is I only have, these are one-sided. So New Year's, there's not 52 weeks of like things to fill out, right? Because then, oh wait, no, it is two-sided. But still, I don't want to sit here and every week just put $5, $5, $5, $5, $5, because like it just seems kind of like a waste. I would rather do maybe a month at a time. Or what I was thinking is I was thinking about I put $5 a week in all of these. I was thinking about taking those, using that money towards the savings challenges, and then just allocating, hey, this whole savings challenge goes towards Valentine's Day. And that way it's a little bit more fun. And then my chart isn't just full of $5 transactions going in. Because I would love for this to be able to be an overview of New Year's Eve and what did I spend over the last like 3 years, because I only have a couple ins and a couple outs. You know what I mean? So let's get these for this week, and probably next week I'm just going to do it as is, but it's easy because I just do fives, 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 fives the whole way through. Valentine's Day, we're going to get 5. So we're at 110. I'll probably say this every time because it just feels so ridiculous. I do not spend, so if I do $5 a week, it's $260 a year. I do not spend $260 on all of these things, especially like St. Patrick's Day. You know, I'll buy maybe some cute decor. The kids really like it when we put some decorations around the house. They really like that. And so maybe I'll get some St. Patrick's Day decorations and spend 15, 20 bucks. The rest will just go into savings challenges. So I consider these almost its own mini savings challenge binder, because then that money just kind of gets rolled over. Savings challenges, or I roll it into like the extra car payments, which I mean, technically the savings challenges go into extra car payments. I could just move this money straight to the bank, right? Why am I doing all of this extra work of basically playing with it in these games? But the reason I do all of that extra playing, I'm running low on 5 since I don't have 10s. So I'm going to flip this over to a 50. But the reason why I do all that, because the last 2 years I've just been doing saving on the computer, right? And everything would just, the transfer from bank accounts, it was very easy. I didn't touch it. It just did its own thing. But the problem is, well, I guess it's not a problem, but what the difference is that when we do this and we touch it and we play the games, we're gamifying it. We're making it more fun. And it makes me more excited to save money. Again, I need the 5, so I'm going to flip this over. So at the end of the day, I find that I save so much more money because I am handling it. And now I'm adding the savings challenge games, which I never did in the past. I'm adding the games because I want to, it's fun. So it makes me want to come back and save more money. So yes, you could just make it easy and transfer everything over or put everything into the envelopes directly and just be done. But I enjoy the fun. I enjoy rolling my dice and, you know, coloring the little things and marking everything off and counting how much I have. All right, $5. Okay, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving one is always, this one is one of my favorite envelopes because Thanksgiving, I haven't been counting, sorry guys, 150, 165. Thanksgiving is one where, like, our grocery budget, now, to be fair, we don't do a huge Thanksgiving, but like if we're gonna do turkey, my husband will deep fry turkey, and the oil is so expensive for that. So we find that using our regular grocery budget is hard for Thanksgiving week. So that's why I like having the Thanksgiving envelope. That way I have I have a buffer for that week. All right, Christmas gets 30. This is one where I plan to switch out my binder. I used to do, when I previously cash stuffed, I had a whole binder that was just Christmas, and then I had all the different envelopes. I just haven't purchased it yet. I'm kind of waiting till, I don't want to buy all of the things at once. Like I just got the new tripod, which is great. I have to figure out the lighting situation because right now this is just from my window. All right, 500, 6, 7, 8, 20, 40, 60, 70, 870. Anniversary. This one I need to beef up because our anniversary is very close to Christmas. So we have $10 right now for our anniversary. It's not going to be a very exciting anniversary. Let's see. What am I on? New Year's Eve. We're going to add a 5. We're going to take these 5s back and swap it to a 20. So we have 140 for New Year's. And birthdays also gets $30. So 20 and 2 5s. 120, 40, 60, 80, 200, 5, 10, 15, 20. Again, I'm going to go ahead and swap those because my 5s, all my savings challenges. Like I was on the fence if I was going to go ahead and buy the 10s for the prop money, but I think I'm going to have to because I'm going through these 5s so quickly. All right, 120, 40, 60, 80, $226. As I was discussing earlier, I'm struggling with this binder, like putting $5 every week in every section because it is filling up my transaction sheets. So I have started on making some freebies. I don't know if this is going to be the end version because I started making this, which, I mean, it's so cute. I love it. But I think I'm going to change up how I'm doing the numbers. This one might stay because this is a $50 saver. I have one that's 30, but I might, I don't know, maybe I will keep the 30. I'll show you why I'm struggling a little bit because this is another version that I have for these are all going to be in my Ko-Fi shop. And I do have, I think both of these are going to be member exclusive, which I just have the $5 monthly membership. And the main thing is every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern, I will be posting new freebies for the members. I'm also trying to get new freebies every Monday for everybody, but that's not a guarantee. Whereas, you know, if you are a paid member, you are guaranteed a new freebie every Monday morning at 8 a.m. So this is one I made after I made this because I realized I liked having the specific twos for $2 Tuesdays that I do. However, when you purchase, well, it's a freebie, but when you get this, there'll be 3 versions. There's one where all of the icons are blank. There's one where you have all of the icons with 2, So you would save up $40. Then there's one where the icons, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that adds up to $50 saved. This, because I have like the clip art, I don't have as much space. So I end up with 4 rows instead of 5. So the numbers are a little different. Currently I have a $50 one, a $30 one, and a blank one. So I'm thinking I might keep those like these like that. And then the blank is great. I was actually thinking, because I try to save like $260 a year for each separate holiday, I might use the blank version and just roll like one of the 20-sided die and just try to see how much I can get in one sheet. And then after that, you know, I can see what I've left and fill in the blank ones. But I'm really excited. I'm going to try to have different holiday ones. Here's one that I have like for Christmas. I have like, here's a fall one. So I'm working my way through the holidays, but I am going to be out of town next week. I have pre-recorded some, like, I only pre-recorded a $2 Tuesday and my quilting bee savers, just because I'm not going to be able to film while I'm out of town, but I definitely want to still keep uploading. I have, this is coming out, let me see. I think this one might already be in there, but this is a member freebie. I'm just trying to add lots of fun. I love cute and colorful, so that's what I'm working on. Yeah. But anyways, thanks guys, especially if you stuck around to the end to hear me ramble. I like to ramble, especially at the end of videos. But thanks guys, and I'll see you later.